anyone can go and watch his training. It's an open book. It's literally Monday to Friday. You can come on a Friday and they'll tell you the team, to do the tactics, doesn't care. Demanding, intense, the way that they play football, the patterns that you see on a game day is exactly what you see day in, day out. The players, they know all their roles, all their responsibilities. If it's not done properly, it stops, it's done again. There's a buy-in as well from the players. And I've heard it's more of an Italian thing. It's the way that they're brought up. It's more of an open book. Come and watch, take notes. You're not allowed to video or record, but take away anything that you want, because whatever you think you're going to take from this, I'll always be one step ahead.
As I had predicted, it looks like Roberto Di Zerbi is the next Chelsea head coach. And in our video today, we are going to try and tactically analyze the roles of each player in the Roberto Di Zerbi system. What does he expect from his goalkeeper, his centre-backs, his full-backs? And why does his protagonist approach of football really requires the in-depth input of players, defenders, midfielders being the crucial players in his system? And this is why Pep Guardiola heaps praise on him. And let's listen to what Pep Guardiola has to say about this.
Pay attention what I'm going to say, because I'm pretty convinced I'm right what I'm saying. Is one of the most influential managers in the last 20 years. There is no team playing in the way they play. It's like it's unique. I had the feeling when I arrived, the impact it would have in the Premier League would be great. I couldn't expect to do it in this short of time. He created 20 to 25 chances on average a game. He's better by far than all the opponents. He monopolized the ball in a way like I've never been for a long time. Everybody's involved. The keeper is like a holding midfielder. And if you don't play at a high level, he can do whatever you want. And again,
before we start our analysis, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So Roberto Di Zerbi has various roles that he expects from his players, and we are going to look at each position and what he expects from that position. So sit around and enjoy this tactical in-depth analysis of the Di Zerbi system. So the first role that you're going to look at is the goalkeeper. What does Di Zerbi expect from his goalkeeper? Di Zerbi, being a manager who fascinates himself to play possession-based football, expects a goalkeeper who's confident with the ball at his feet, comfortable with the ball at his feet. A goalkeeper who's not afraid to play from the back. He's not afraid to play the ball with the centre-backs, and he's not afraid to make himself an option with the ball at this position. So, the goalkeeper's first option are usually the two centre-backs slightly ahead of him or in line with him. And he should know when to pass to the centre-backs, the angle in which the centre-backs receive the ball. If the centre-backs are occupied, he should also know when to pick the full-backs. In this case, you can see, if the centre-backs decide to drop on either side of the goalkeeper and the opposition commits two players to press the two centre-backs, and the opposition decide also to back this press by pushing two midfielders, then the goalkeeper has a free option to play the ball onto one midfielder. And again, this midfielder will use a third-man pass to try and find the centre-backs. And I'm going to do an in-depth analysis on Roberto Di Zerbi's third-man philosophy. And it's going to be very interesting because a lot of people have asked me, how will he cope against a lower block? So once the centre-back has the ball at this position, he has options to either play to the fullback or to the dropping in forwards. But this pass was actually initiated with the goalkeeper. Now, what happens when everyone is being pressed forward? Then the goalkeeper should be ready to receive the ball under pressure and immediately look to find the fullback. Remember, the goalkeeper is very key, and his composure with the ball at his feet is the first step to the success of the Roberto Di Zerbi system. So let's look at the second position. The second crucial position for Di Zerbi is the central defenders. Remember, Lewis Dunk is amongst the highest rated passers of the ball, and Roberto Di Zerbi's centre-backs are the ones who have the ball majority of the times. But look at how they pass the ball. The centre-back waits till the opposition comes to press so that he can pass the ball. Again, he patiently waits till the other opposition player comes so that he can pass the ball. The main aim of the centre-back standing on the ball is to draw opponents to press them and create spaces higher up the pitch. The centre-back should be comfortable playing line-breaking passes and short passes between themselves, the midfielders, and the full-backs. But the centre-back should be very well composed on the ball, in that when they have the ball, they should just stand on the ball until they play the pass. And Zerbi does not want just a direct pass from centre-back to centre-back, but rather he wants that indirect pass to play the other centre-back as the third man. So once this centre-back receives the ball in this position, he's receiving the ball facing ahead and is able to make the best pass because he already knows where he's going to pass the ball. But if you play the ball from centre-back to centre-back, then you are inviting pressure. So people have been asking, what if teams decide to sit at a lower block? So what should Zerbi's system do? Is Zerbi's system deemed ineffective against lower blocks? And I'm going to tell you no, because Zerbi allows his centre-backs to stand on the ball. If the two forwards decide to sit on the two holding midfielders, he is not afraid to even to allow the centre-backs to stand on the ball for 90 minutes. And because opponents also want to get the ball, they will just be tempted to spring out to press. And that is what Zerbi wants, because now he can play the ball to the fullback can play the ball inside to the central midfielders, and now the central midfielders are able to link the ball from the defense to the attacking areas. And that is one key concept, and this starts with Roberto Zerbi's centre-backs. Let's look at the second position, and those are the fullbacks. The fullbacks are very important in modern day football, and Zerbi has also used them very well in his system. So the fullbacks also are a role that Roberto Zerbi expects his fullbacks to perform. So his fullbacks start slightly wide but slightly deeper. They don't play high and wide, but rather slightly deeper and slightly wide, giving themselves creating an option for the centre backs to play to them. But Zerbi, these fullbacks are also capable of playing the ball to the dropping in forwards, and these forwards are able now to be able to play the ball back to the central defenders and have players making runs in those spaces vacated by the defender. That is something that Roberto Zerbi's players like to do. Now, when this left midfielder pushes in field to occupy that position, it is the role of the fullback to make that overlapping run. So fullbacks are also expected to be making those overlapping runs, especially when the forwards drop deep and pull central defenders out of position. And that is one role of the fullback, being able to overlap. The other role of the fullback is the ability of the fullback to invert in midfield. And this is where the likes of Cucurella can be important. Imagine him using Rhys James down the right and Cucurella down the left. So if the centre back has the ball and is looking to play the ball onto a dropping in forward, then what happens is that you'll find a central midfielder will push high up. That is something that McAllister used to do. And once this central midfielder has pushed high up to occupy that position, then the other fullback should come in field so that Zerbi can maintain that box-shaped system he likes to maintain in the team. And this enables them now to have players attacking the higher places higher up the pitch. And that is the roles of the Roberto Zerbi fullback. Now we move on to the crucial position, and that is the central midfielders. And these central midfielders will explain why players such as Fernandes, Caicedo, Lavia will be very, very important, and why this might affect players such as Conor Gallagher. So Zerbi's central midfielders should be very good with the ball, excellent passers of the ball, excellent receivers of the ball. They will be the ones who will have the ball majority of the time. Their movement will be very, very key. And this is why I believe the Fernandes and Caicedo pivot will now work, because now they are being tasked to have the ball, and that is where they are strong. Now, these two central midfielders are very crucial because they actually dictate how the team is going to play. If the left centre back has the ball, it is the right central midfielder who will come to receive the ball, while the other will push high up. And this should enable them to easily play those webbed passes, playing those third man passes, and this helps them to actually progress from the defensive line to the midfield. The two midfielders should also be quite comfortable to play players in between the lines and also look to shift balls over the top, especially for the runs of fullbacks. They should be good at combination play, playing together, and they should play close together. They should also know when to shift to create diagonal triangles on either side with the fullbacks, with the centre backs. This enables them to easily play through pressure in this position, and also when to push high up and form the same triangles with the winger, the dropping in forward, so that they can also create those triangles forward. The next position is the wingers. And this is where De Zerbi actually said that Mudryk is going to be a Ballon d'Or winner. And why does De Zerbi say this? Because the role of the wingers is very, very crucial in the system. And why is it crucial? The reason why the winger is so crucial is because the winger is the one who actually dribbles with the ball. He's the one who receives the ball. He's the one who creates those 1v1 situations. And his pace is the one that will be able to be used when spaces are created in between the opposition's backline. And this is going to see the thriving of the likes of Mudryk, Raheem Sterling, and the likes of Noni Madueke. And this is the reason why he wants his wingers to be fast. That's why the likes of Mitoma really thrived. So, in this situation, the wingers start high and wide. And the main aim is to have the wingers, number one, in a position whereby they have the 1v1 advantage. And that's why we saw Mitoma really thriving. And you can just imagine what he can do with the likes of Raheem Sterling and Noni Madueke in those wide areas. And also Mykhailo Mudryk with the space and space ahead of him. They should also know when to cut in and look to play balls to the overlapping fullbacks, which will be also quite important. But the main position is that they are the ones who are supposed to stay high and wide and pin that backline deep. The second role in the De Zerbi system is the forwards. I classify them as the forwards because the role of the striker and the attacking midfielder is actually somehow the same. But it is different because the striker is the one who plays as the target man, while the attacking midfielder plays as the second striker. In this case, this will bring out the best of Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer will really thrive in this system because Jackson likes to drop deep. We've seen the way Jackson is so strong. Jackson's link-up play is so strong. And that's why I believe De Zerbi will get the best out of Jackson. Jackson will not be tasked just to play as the number 9. He should know when to hold his line, to pull the back line deeper, and when to drop deep. And because Jackson has been dropping deep, this will be very good for Chelsea because once the ball is played to the central defenders, he can receive this ball. And when Jackson receives this ball in this position, we have seen the way he's able to hold defenders and outmuscle them and actually come with the ball. Now his main aim is to draw defenders and play this ball to Palmer. And playing this ball to Palmer in this space will be dangerous for any team because number one, he can attempt a shot on goal. Number two, he can play in the on-rushing wingers. And this is going to make Chelsea even very strong. And the role of the attacking midfielder is also to receive the layout pass. And because wingers and fullbacks will be making runs in this position, the attacking midfielder is the one who's tasked to play those penetrative through balls, especially for the runs of those wingers and fullbacks. So, those are some of the roles of the Roberto De Zerbi system. He's a manager who likes to tell players the positions they will occupy. He likes to control the games. And this will see the improvement of players such as Mykhailo Mudryk who thrive in space. And in my opinion, this squad fits him so well. A lot of people have said, what did he do at Brighton? But you see, when you are losing your best players every season, you're not looking to actually improve your team. And this will help the Chelsea board actually get the best out of their highest investment. That is Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Two players who, when put in a De Zerbi system where they receive the ball and they are very well protected, are able to play much better. It will be very good to see how Cole Palmer will have the position to play at, where he's able to receive the ball in between the lines with runners making diagonal runs on either side. I expect his output to really increase. Wait for our next video and thanks for watching.